This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, now let us start with the SAP QM course curriculum. Okay, in this part, as a part of this course, we are going to see what is the overview of the SAP and what sort of master data that will be involved as a part of this QM course, and followed by the planning and execution, and what are the different integrations of QM with other modules. For example, how QM is getting integrated with production planning module, and how QM is getting integrated with the materials management module. Okay, and followed by the other few concepts like batch management and sales and distribution. Okay, so before going ahead, let me introduce myself. My name is Karthik. I am a SAP certified PP and QM consultant working for one of the leading MNC companies as a lead consultant. Okay, so let us proceed further. Okay, the first chapter, which is SAP overview, it entitles or it covers the navigation. For example, if anyone is new to the SAP system, or if there anyone is new to the SAP functional module course, there they will be coming and knowing how to log in into the SAP system. Okay, how they have to navigate into the SAP systems, what sort of options they have to define in the SAP system in terms of defaulted settings. Okay, and it also covers quality management overview. For example, if a company is manufacturing a particular product, okay, what sort of master data settings that are required in SAP in order to proceed with the quality management overview. Okay, and how the inspection would be carried out. Okay, and finally how a particular product will be delivered to the customer in the market. Okay, this will be covered as a part of the quality management overview. Okay, so simply to say in a layman language, okay, if a particular product is purchased or produced within the organization, at that point of time the quality management will trigger, and it will perform the required inspection trigger points to ensure the received raw material or the manufacturing product is perfectly good in terms of the quality perspective. So when we are delivering a particular product to the customer, we will be delivering the right product and good product to the customer without any defects. So how we are going to proceed with the quality management overview, what are the condition checks that are in place in SAP to proceed further, so that will be covered under the quality management overview course. Now let us proceed further with the master data. Okay, the this master data is basically oriented in terms of the quality management course, which comprises of organization overview followed by metal master and followed by some other concepts. Now what we will be covering under the organizational overview, basically in SAP system, the organizational overview comprises of client data, plant data, and storage location data, where the client data would be maintained in SAP, and what would be the integration of client data with respect to the plant data and storage location data. So that will be covered as a part of organizational overview concept. Okay, now in terms of the metal master interface, in terms of the metal master concept, basically this metal master is entitling purely into quality management module perspective. For example, if any metal code is there within the SAP system, how we are going to activate quality management settings for that particular metal code. So, and what sort of control indicators are required in order to activate the QM view. So this we will be covering as a part of Metal Master activation of QM view chapter. And some of the key master data which drives the quality module in from SAP and comprises of master inspection characteristics, sampling procedures, code and code groups, and inspection methods. Now let us see a brief introduction into the master inspection characteristics. Okay, so the first and foremost question for anyone that would be appearing is, what do you mean by master inspection characteristics? Basically, the master inspection characteristics determines the property of an object that we are inspecting. For example, if we are inspecting a product called laptop, okay, so what are the required characteristics that we would be inspecting, okay, and after inspecting those characteristics, whether they are successfully meeting the tolerance limits or not to proceed further. So these would be the required things we would be checking in master inspection characteristics. Basically, the master inspection characteristics comprises of two types. One would be the qualitative and one would be the quantitative. Okay. If if for example assume a product, okay, and for that particular product we are going to define a master inspection characteristics, and for a particular characteristics, if it is measurable, then that would be defined as the quantitative MIC. And if any particular characteristic is there which is not measurable, that would be defined as a qualitative master inspection characteristics. Take an example of any product and take an example of few characteristics like length, width, and diameter. Okay, these three are the characteristics which would be measurable in mathematical terms and which would be understandable to the business users. So this will be falling under quantitative MIC. But there would be some characteristics which are not measurable. Okay, those type of characteristics will be defined as the qualitative MIC. For example, color, smell, viscosity, odor. So these would be few characteristics, okay, which will fall under master inspection characteristics, and these are not measurable. Okay, so the particular characteristics which are not measurable, those will be defined as the qualitative master inspection characteristics. Okay, so these all things we will be covering, and we are going to see how we are going to define master inspection characteristic in SAP, and what control indicators are required to enable in SAP systems, okay, in order to drive the QM module from MIC's perspective. We will be looking in SAP system. Okay, now let us go further with next concept called sampling procedure, sampling schema, and sampling drawing procedure. Okay, for example, we are procuring a material of 500 kg from a particular vendor. When we are procuring a particular material of 500 kg from that particular vendor, it would not be a realistic scenario to test the received 500 kg of material is without any defect or not. So for that, what we are going to do, how we are going to define the sampling procedures within the SAP system. Okay, we will be covering those as a part of the sampling procedures. For example, there are vendors. There is consider there is a vendor ABC who is supplying around 500 kgs of material to us. Okay, and when he is supplying 500 kgs of material, it is not realistic for the business to test the entire 500 kg whether it is successfully delivered without any defect or not. So what they are going to do, they are going to take some samples. Okay, the samples might be in terms of fixed samples, okay, or in terms of some percentage of total quantity. Okay, so depending upon the business process, okay, they will be defining. For example, irrespective of the quantity, each and every time if business wants to take a sample of, for example, 1 kg, okay, for this particular material code ABC from a vendor, if they want to test 1 kg of the material each and every time, so they would be taking some smaller portion of this from 500 kg, assume 1 kg, and they will be testing this as a part of the inspection. Okay, if all the test results and valuation is successful, then this particular 500 kg is acceptable by from the vendor. For example, the other type of scenario would be 10% of total quantity. Okay, at that point of time when a particular sampling procedure is defined, the sampling procedure is defined at percentage level. So irrespective of the quantity, again, for example, if a business is buying 500 kgs of material from a vendor ABC, okay, so the 10% of the total quantity, it accountables to the 50 kg. Okay, so this 50 kg will become as a sample for the business to test and validate whether the received material from the vendor, okay, is without any defects or not. If all the required validations are successful, then this 500 kg will be considered as the incoming material to the business. Okay, and similarly there are few more sampling procedures and sampling schema that we will be checking and considering as a part of this concept sampling procedure and sampling drawing schemas. Okay, now what would be the use of code and code groups when we are going to create the code and code groups, and what do you mean by catalog profiles? Okay, these all will be covered as a part of the master data. For example, in case of the quantitative MICs, okay, which are measurable, okay, the characteristics which are measurable, further the code and code groups are not required, but there would be some characteristics like color, odor, viscosity, smell, taste. Okay, for these type of the characteristics, okay, as per the properties of a project object, they would be predefined. So all the predefined uh, characteristics for that particular object, it will be maintained under code and code groups. So during the phase of the quality testing, if any of the business users, okay, they will check whether they are falling under the defined code and code groups or not. If the quality inspection is in line with the defined code and code groups, at that point of time they are going to pass that particular inspection and they're going to proceed further with the next steps. So for example, for a particular object, okay, there are colors. Consider color as the qualitative MIC. Okay, for a particular object, there are predefined colors. For example, pale yellow followed by pale blue. Okay, and some black color. Okay, so during the phase of inspection, if they are inspecting a particular color for a particular product, okay, at that point of time their inspection characteristic will be defined as a codes against this. For example, all these colors will be defined as a codes, and this particular codes they will be mapping to the code groups. Okay, so when a particular business user is performing the inspection for this particular MIC, he is allowed to select whether the inspection test results are falling under this code and code groups or not. If they are falling under this particular code and code groups, it means the inspection results are successful for that particular operation and he can proceed further. If not, the inspection results are failed. So these all will be defined as a part of code and code groups under the master data section. Now, let us proceed further with the inspection method. So what basically we are going to check, what do you mean by inspection method? What we are going to maintain in inspection method? How a particular inspection method is very important master data to drive the QM module, and whether it is mandatory in SAP system to maintain the inspection method or not. So all this checklist we will be covering as a part of inspection method concept. Okay, so basically the inspection method is one of the basic criteria for the QM module. Okay, it tells the operator or the business user what operations we are executing and what MICs are assigned to those particular operations. Okay, for example, there would be some sequence of steps that a business users they have to perform as a part of their SOPs. Okay, what are those predefined steps and for which operations or for which master inspection characteristics they have to consider? So all the pre-required steps, okay, that are required in order to test a particular material code, that will be maintained under the inspection method. Okay, so we will be seeing on a real-time scenarios over the SAP system when we proceed further. Okay, so the core master data from QM module perspective would be activating the material master QM view, followed by the master inspection characteristics, okay, sampling procedures, inspection method, and code groups. So these all will fall under the part of the master data. Now let us proceed further with the planning and execution. Okay, for example, now we have activated a particular material code. Okay, in terms of QM view, the required master inspection characteristics are maintained and the required inspection method is defined. Now every master data is in place against that particular material code. Now once all the required master data is in place, then the concept of planning and execution will fall or will go ahead. For example, how we are going to create an inspection plan. Basically what an inspection plan comprises of. Okay, so basically the inspection plan comprises of sequence of operations, okay, against the work center, which tells, okay, what master inspection characteristics they need to test in the sequence and how they have to proceed further with the required valuations. Okay, so the sequence of operations that are required to test a particular material is mentioned in the inspection plan. Okay, so once the required inspection plan is in place, okay, then we can create a particular inspection lot automatically or manually based upon the system settings. For example, in system at material master level, we can set whether at a particular event an inspection lot should trigger automatically or not. Okay, or a user is allowed to create a particular inspection lot manually or not. Okay, so basically what do you mean by inspection plan? Okay, how the inspection plan would be getting created. Okay, and what are the criteria to create the inspection plan, and what are the different ways where where the inspection plan would be getting generated either manually or automatically. So these will be covered as a part of creation of the inspection plan. Okay, so once a particular inspection lot is created, then what happens, a they will proceed further with the results recording. Okay, during phase of results recording, they will be considering the master inspection characteristics, sampling schema, sampling procedures and everything. They are going to perform the valuation. Once the valuation is successful at results recording level, then user can provide his usage decision and he can post the stock from quality to the unrestricted. Okay, basically the stock will sit, basically the stock will sit in quality status. It means that a particular metal code is there. Consider the material code, consider a material as laptop. Okay, this particular material got manufactured. When this particular material got manufactured, by default automatically by system, okay, inspection lot would be getting triggered. When a particular inspection lot is getting triggered, at that point of time, the business users, they are going to perform results recording. How they are going to perform the results recording? In order to perform the results recording, all the prerequisites are set for the business. Okay, in order to perform the results recording, the required master inspection characteristics, the required sampling procedures, okay, the required inspection plan, okay, all these required MIC sampling procedures, inspection plan, all these are integrated with the inspection lot. So each and everything will be defaulted to the inspection lot when it is getting generated. Why? Because this would be fall under the part of the master data. Okay, whereas this would be falling under the part of the transaction data. So when the master data pertaining to master inspection characteristics, sampling procedures and inspection plan is maintained against the product laptop, this will be defaulted as a reference to the inspection lot that created automatically after manufacturing a particular product. So when inspection lot is getting generated, the business team will perform the results recording. If the results, there would be two type of scenarios. The valuation would be passed, they are going to provide the valuation. Valuation will tell whether the evaluated material results recording are passed or fail. So assume a case of pass and there would be case of fail. Okay, when the results recording valuation is passed, at that point of time, the stock from quality status, it will be moved to the unrestricted status. Okay, and here it will be moved to the block status. Okay, so prior to the stock posting, if the results are passed at that point of time, they are going to perform the usage decision. So they will perform the usage decision. Okay, so here the valuation is passed, and in case of usage decision, they are going to move stock to the unrestricted status. In case of the valuation also, business users are going to perform the usage decision, and they will move the stock from quality status to the blocked status. Okay, so this is what we will be covering as a part of planning and execution, how we are going to make use of the master data, okay, that maintained earlier, and what would be the QM flow, generic QM flow in terms of planning and execution, that we will be checking over here. Okay, and in order to trigger a inspection lot automatically, what sort of control checks we have to maintain in the master data level, okay, that will be also considered over here. Okay, now till chapter 3, this is the generic QM module data. It means that how we are going to maintain the master data in SAP system for QM, and what would be the QM execution flow. But in generic terms, okay, the QM module is integrated with different other modules like PP, production planning. It is integrated with SD. It is integrated with MM. It is integrated with the plant and maintenance, and parallelly it is integrated with a concept called batch management. Okay, and so on. So how the now we are going to see how the QM module is integrated with PP. Okay, when from PP module perspective, when the inspection lot would be getting and triggered from QM module, and what is the integration between the QM and SD, what is the integration between the QM and MM, and what would be the integration between QM and plant and maintenance, and followed by the batch management. So this we will be covering in upcoming chapters. Okay, for example, quality management in procurement. Okay, uh, assume a case in quality management. Now we are covering the materials management, integration of the QM with the materials management. Okay, assume a business, they are procuring, okay, a material called A. Okay, so assume they are procuring some uh, laptops. No, assume if they are procuring a metal A. Okay, this would be the metal code. Okay, so when they are procuring this particular metal code within their business operation, it can be procured from vendor A, or it might be procured from vendor B, or it might be procured from vendor C, and so on. So for time being, I am assuming it is procured only from the three vendors. Now what happens? As a part of QM MM integration, the business wants to restrict a vendor, okay, in order to purchase the material. They want to buy a particular ABC material from only vendor B. They don't want to purchase from the vendor A and vendor A, vendor A and vendor C. At that point of time, at material and plant level, the combination of material and plant level, how we are going to maintain the control keys and settings in the SAP system. Okay, if the required control keys and settings are maintained in the SAP system, the SAP system will not allow to raise a quality inspection, to perform the quality inspection from vendor A and vendor C. Okay, for example, if you are, even though if you are getting some purchase order, okay, from vendor A or vendor C, okay, when it comes to the quality team, okay, they are not going to perform any quality inspection checks for that. Why? Because this particular vendor A and vendor C are blocked from quality module. Okay, they are going to accept the material only from vendor B. Okay, so for that, how we are going to maintain the control indicators and where the control checks are maintained, that we will be checking as a part of the QM in procurement module. Okay, for example, in order to block the vendor A and C, and in order to allow only vendor B to supply the material, in SAP system they are going to maintain the record called quality info record. Okay, so this quality info record is basically maintained at the combination of material and plant. Okay, so this particular quality info record, it has the control parameters in terms of the quantity. Okay, they can block a particular vendor, or they can procure the partial quantity from one vendor, or they can procure the partial quantity from the other vendor. So all this becomes the control checks. For example, if business wants to purchase, okay, around 1000 kg of this particular material, at that point of time in system they can define 250 kgs of the material they can procure from the vendor A, and 250 kgs of the material they can procure vendor B, and similarly the leftover material 500 kgs they want to procure from vendor C. Okay, so if a particular vendor A, if he is supplying us greater than 250 kgs of the material, the system will not allow. Okay, so this type of control checks in terms of quantity level will be also maintained in the defined record called as a quality info record. Okay, so these will be covered as a part of quality management in production. Okay, or we are going to perform the quality checks against the purchase order, and or we are going to check the quality checks without any purchase order. Okay, and what are the controls in procurement? What do you mean by QM info record? Just now we have discussed about the QM info record. What sort of control indicators are there? Okay, so these all will be covered as a part of QM in procurement. At the same time, stock transfer inspection. For example, my metal code is ABC. Okay, my company manufactured this particular material in Australia. Okay, and they want to move this particular metal code to Sweden. Okay, so basically this is called plan to plan transfer within same organization. Okay, so there is a material code called ABC. Okay, for this particular ABC, some urgent requirement is there. Okay, in Sweden plant to proceed further with their production. So this particular material code, okay, which exists currently in Australia side, they want to transfer this to the Sweden side. Okay, so when a transfer is being carried out, the Sweden would be receiving this particular material from Australia. So automatically inspection lot would be getting generated in Sweden. Okay, how it would be getting generated over there, what sort of control checks we are going to define, and again whether the QM will trigger any Sweden plant or not in order to proceed with further with the quality checks or not, that we are going to cover as a part of stock transfer inspection. Okay, so all these things will be covered under the quality in management. Okay, now quality in production, this is an integration between quality management and production planning module. Okay, so this is applicable only the products that are manufactured within the SAP system, that are manufactured by a particular plant. Okay, when a particular QM module is getting integrated with PP module as per the standard SAP, inspection lot origin 04 will trigger, which creates a particular inspection lot automatically or manually. Okay, so again there would be two type of process. Okay, one would be the in process inspection. For example, when a particular, assume a case, we are manufacturing a particular product, when a particular process order is getting released, automatically the system will generate the inspection lot. Okay, so when a system is generating an inspection lot against a particular batch, during the phase of production, the business team wants to perform the recursive checks whether a product is getting manufactured, whether a particular product is getting manufactured correctly or not, or without any errors or without any defects. Okay, so what sort of trigger points are there in order to proceed further with the in process inspection? Okay, and how many recursive inspections they will be carrying out against the same batch. Okay, we will be checking in the quality management in production. Okay, for example, they are manufacturing a product. Okay, manufacturing a finished product. Okay, assume they are manufacturing a finished product as laptop. Okay, when they are manufacturing this particular finished product laptop, at that point of time the business is going to create a against the production order. Okay, so when a production order is getting released, at that point of time, or what happens, automatically the inspection lot will trigger. How it is going to trigger? It is going to trigger based upon the control parameters that we are defining in the SAP system. Okay, once the inspection lot will trigger after the release of production order. Okay, what happens? Inspection lot will trigger. This inspection lot will trigger against the combination of batch, okay, and material, assume. So in order to manufacture this particular product, okay, so after generating an inspection lot, they are going to perform the, okay, inspection lot results recording multiple times. For example, in phase 1 they are going to check and they are going to update a particular valuation one, and afterwards they are going to retest one more time. During phase of production they are going to check this as a valuation 2, okay, and so on. So against the combination of material and batch, one inspection lot is getting generated. For the same inspection lot, the results recording and valuation is performed the multiple times, and they are going to update against the inspection lot. So once all the required validations are done, when we are receiving this particular product into the production storage location, okay, then they will decide whether they have to move this particular product from quality storage location to unrestricted storage location, or they need to move this particular quality storage location to blocked storage location in order to perform the rework or not. That will be covered as a part of quality management in production. Okay, now the next chapter would be quality management in SD module. Okay, for example, we are selling one particular product to the our repetitive customers, or some new customers or some existing customers. So what we are going to do is, when we are selling a particular product to our clients, we have to ensure all the quality checks, whether the product what we are delivering to them is quality free product or not, all the checkpoints are meeting to them or not. Okay, so we need to ensure, we need to double check and confirm the product is working fine as per the customer requirements, then only we have to deliver. Okay, so how we are going to perform the inspection during the delivery? Okay, before delivering a product, that will be considered as a part of inspection during delivery. Okay, but there would be some cases, even though after inspecting a product is getting delivered, because of some temperature conditions or some storage conditions or some other factors, what happens, that particular product what we delivered to the customer, okay, some problem might occur. At that point of time, the customer is going to return that product back to the business team. Okay, they call that as the customer returns. So we are going to see the entire flow, okay, how the inspection during the customer returns will be taking place and how it is going to handle that. Okay, and what is the integration of the customer during inspection during the customer returns along with the inspection lot processing. Okay, so we are going to cover that as a part of quality in sales and distribution. Okay, now let us proceed further with inspection with physical samples. Okay, so basically there would be three type of samples from the business perspective. Okay, first one, they will call that as the physical samples. Okay, second one, they will call that as the pooled samples. Okay, third one, they will call that as the reserve samples. So basically there are three type of samples, okay, in quality management. One would be the physical samples, second one would be the pool samples, and third one would be the reserve samples. Okay, so basically this particular physical samples are used basically for analysis perspective. Okay, for example, what happens, we have purchased a particular product from particular vendor, we are going to take some sample from them, we are going to analyze how the product we have received from the particular vendor. Okay, what we need to consider, okay, whether is delivering the product on quality basis or not. So that type of analysis will fall under the physical samples. Whereas in case of the pool samples, we are going to take physical samples, we are going to add some we are going to add with some another solution. okay, in order to perform our testing. So those type of scenarios will fall under the pool samples. So majorly these pool samples will be used mostly in sectors like pharmaceuticals, chemical industries, food processing industries, okay. And that type of samples we call that as the reserve samples, okay. And this reserve samples also mostly used in pharma sector and in food processing manufacturing, okay. So what they're going to do is, they are going, for example, if they are manufacturing a particular lot, means they are manufacturing a certain quantity under one lot, and they have delivered that into the market. So what they will do is, they will take some sample out of that manufactured batch, they will keep that aside for future perspective. Why they are going to keep that for future perspective? So in future, if anything is going wrong in the market in terms of the qualitative non-conformance, at that point of time, we are going to take out that result sample what we have preserved, and we are going to retest that, why that particular issue caused after delivering the product into the market. So how we are going to test that, how the reserve samples would be helpful in the real-time business scenarios, that we will be covering, and we are going to execute a flow under the inspection with physical samples concept, okay. So all these we will be covering as a part of the inspection with physical samples, okay. Now let us proceed further with the calibration inspection, okay. This is widely used across all the manufacturing companies, okay. It has an integration with the plant and maintenance module, okay. So basically the plant and maintenance module, it will deal with equipments, functional locations, workspace areas, okay, and preventive and breakdown maintenance, and how the QM is getting integrated with plant and maintenance module, okay. How recursively they are, for example, we have some couple of machines or couple of calibrations or couple of functional locations in our business, in our shop floor, okay. Then for a certain period of time, we have to inspect them, and we have to ensure that particular machine or that particular calibration is working fine or not, okay, in manufacturing a particular product. So for that, what we are going to do is, we are going to make some control indicators of quality management, okay, in integration with plant and maintenance module. And for a regular period of time, we are going to trigger an inspection lots against them, and we have to ensure from plant and maintenance module the required calibrations are as expected, okay. So how we are going to activate the required control indicators, how we are going to proceed with the test equipment management, okay. And we are going to execute the scenarios in terms of process flow of the calibration process, okay. Each and everything in detail we will be covering as a part of the calibration inspection. So guys, generally it is an integration of the QM module with PM module, okay. So we have mostly covered the integrations of QM module. In chapter 4, we are covering the quality management integration with procurement. Okay. In chapter 5, we are covering quality management integration with production. In chapter 6, we are covering quality management integration with sales and distribution. And in upcoming chapter, in chapter 7, we are covering the inspection with physical samples, okay. And in chapter 8, we are covering the integration of quality management with plant and maintenance model, okay. These are all in real-time business scenarios, the business will be adopting this, and they will be make use of this concept extensively in order to drive their quality checks, okay. So we will be seeing in detail by executing the multiple process execution flows, how the things will be going from quality perspective, okay. Next under chapter 9, we will be covering quality management with batches, okay. So basically this concept of quality management with batch management will fall under the recursive inspection, okay. It means that inspection for a particular material or for a particular batch, it will be carried out recursively for every time. For example, we manufacture a particular product, and the shelf life expiration of that particular product is for 3 years, okay. As a part of this quality management recursive inspection, what we are going to do is, for every 6 months we are going to take some sample from that particular batch, and we are going to ensure whether that particular sample is as per our expected results or not. So we are going to perform the recursive inspection whether our test results are positive or not, okay, considering the shelf life expiry date of that particular material. Okay, so that will be covered as a part of the quality management with batches. Okay, where we are going to see how the valuation would be performed for recursive inspection. Okay, and each and everything. Okay, now one more interesting chapter would be the quality certificate. Okay, so basically I think everyone has heard about the concept called certificate of analysis. For example, we are manufacturing a particular product. Okay, and this particular product, what we have manufactured, we are selling in market using market companies as an intermediate. So at that point of time, the customer will expect some warranty kind of thing, or they may expect certificate of analysis. Okay, which conveys the product what we manufactured is in line with the quality compliances and market conditions and market standards. So how we are going to generate the certificate of analysis in SAP system, and how that would be helpful to integrate the business with the external markets. Okay, that we will be seeing as a part of the quality certificate chapter. Okay, now next. Okay, we will be further going and checking the quality notifications. Okay, for example, during phase of our manufacturing process. Okay, or see, basically in SAP system, okay, there are three type of notifications. Okay, let us go into discuss about quality notifications for some time. Okay, so how many of them are? Basically there are three type of the quality notification. They will name as Q1 notification, Q2 notification, Q3 notification. So there are three type of notifications in SAP system. Okay, so what are these three notifications in SAP system? When they will be getting triggered? Okay, if any notification is raised, okay, whether we are going to proceed further with our quality execution flow or not, or we might have struck somewhere else without closing any notification. So all these we will be checking as a part of quality notification. Okay, so there are three type of notifications, as I said. First one would be the vendor notifications. For example, we are purchasing a particular product from a particular vendor. Okay, so after purchasing a product from the vendor, during phase of our inspection or so, we have recursively found that we are getting some defective products from the vendor. Then we have to return that particular material to the vendor, and we have to raise a notification kind of thing. Basically the notification says what is the root cause of that particular defect, who is going to process this particular root cause. Okay, what would be the fire analysis, how this particular defect would be closed, so that this same defect will not recursively happen in future. So everything, it will be covered under the concept of quality notification. So once a particular root cause is identified, and once that particular solution to that root cause is fixed, and after the closing a particular notification, then only we can proceed further for that particular QM execution flow. Okay, and this particular quality notification will be raised against the inspection lot. It will be raised against the inspection lot. For example, we are manufacturing a particular product. Okay, so for that already inspection lot is getting generated. So during the phase of our manufacture, we have found that the raw materials what we are consuming over there are not as per the quality conformance. At that point of what we are going to do, we are going to raise a notification, and that notification is called as the in process notification during the manufacturing. Okay, at that point of time, until and unless that particular notification raised during the phase of production is cleared out, we can't proceed further with the inspection lot results recording and usage suggestion. Okay, so how we are going to check that scenarios, it will be covered over here. Okay, so we will be covering the flow for vendor returns, we will be covering the flow for customer returns, and we will be covering the flow for the in process production defects. Okay, so these three are the notification types for them. One would be the customer returns, second one would be the for vendor returns, and third one would be the during the phase of production, if any defects are found, how we are going to process them, and how we are going to proceed further with the inspection lot processing. So that will be covered as a part of the quality notifications. Okay, now one more chapter would be stability studies. Okay, for example, uh, we are manufacturing a particular laptop. So basically the concept of stability study is widely used in the companies like pharma, fast FMCG companies, or food processing companies, or chemical industries. Why? Because when they are manufacturing a particular product, okay, they are going to define the shelf life expiry date of that product. Okay, for example, when we usually visit the medical shops, we are going to buy a particular medicines which are advised by the doctor. So under the each and every tablet sheet, we are going to see the best before date or shelf life expiration date of that particular tablet. How it is getting determined? Okay, so considering this stability studies analysis, okay, they are going to make, business is going to make use of this particular stability study analysis. What they are going to do is they are going to take the manufactured product, they are going to keep that particular manufactured product in different temperature conditions, okay, and different storage conditions, and they are going to check this and they are going to perform the recursive inspections for that, for by keeping some reference period for after every 6 months or so. Okay, they are going to check, okay, under different storage conditions and different temperature conditions, to come out what would be the best date or last before date to use that particular product. Okay, so what is the stability process flow for that, how they are going to come, how they are going to define the shelf life expiration date. Okay, this will be studied as a part of the stability studies. Okay, and as usual we are going to cover some important configurations with respect to QM module. Okay, for each and everything, for example, when we are going with the master data, okay, there would be some configuration at MIC's level, there would be some one-time master data maintenance or one-time configuration for the sampling procedures, sampling schema and trying procedures. And at each and every chapter level we are going to cover what configuration that we will be considering with the QM execution flow. Okay, so that will be covered for each and every chapter, which would be one of the key or driving concept for this particular course curriculum. Okay, so this would be the entire course curriculum what we have defined. Okay, so we are going to discuss them in real-time business scenarios. Normally if anyone is discussing that, they will be discussing on PPTs or some Word documents, but during the phase of our training session we are going to execute each and everything over the SAP scripts. Okay, and we are going to tell them on a real-time basis, and we are going to execute them the real-time scenarios. Okay, so all these would be falling under the course curriculum of the QM. Okay, so thank you guys, and the interesting guys can record for this, okay, to proceed further. Thank you.